Hello, and thank you for joining us for the Broncos post-game show. I'm Phil Milani alongside Andrew Mason. The Broncos lose a heartbreaker here on Monday Night Football, 27-23 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Matt Boyer will be along shortly with sound live interviews inside the Broncos locker room, and then we will hear from head coach Vance Joseph. But Mace, this was a heartbreaker.
Yeah, the Broncos own the first 47 minutes of the game. They're up 23-13. They're controlling the ball with the running game on offense. They're, if not shutting down, certainly neutralizing the Chiefs' passing game on defense. And then in those last 13 minutes, it all went haywire. Kansas City with a long 6-minute-plus touchdown drive to get within 3 points. The Broncos' offense, so consistent all night, quickly goes 3 and out. Kansas City comes back with another touchdown drive, aided by a dubious missed delay of game call there that allowed a pass from Patrick Mahomes to Demetrius Harris. Kansas City scored right after that, after the 2-minute warning. The Broncos couldn't respond with a touchdown in the end. Tough game.
Yeah, a 27-23 loss, a heartbreaker. Let's show you some of the highlights here and how this happened here tonight for the Broncos. The Broncos, like you said, Mace, were driving, moving the ball well in the second quarter. They were down 7, but Cortland Sutton came up with a 42-yard catch. Sutton had a great game both in passing and in blocking. He had a tremendous game, and the Broncos were moving the ball because 3 plays later, Royce Freeman, he just refused to go down, a 14-yard score, and that tied the game 10-10. The defense was playing well too. Patrick Mahomes nowhere to go with it in the red zone. The Chiefs had to settle for a field goal, tied the game at 13. Then in the third quarter, Phillip Lindsay, a 1-yard touchdown. Him and Freeman are the first pair of Broncos rookies to have 60-plus rush yards and a touchdown in the same game. That put the Broncos up, and then Brandon McManus, always clutch in these games, 46-yard field goal. That would be the last points the Broncos score as they fall 27-23. Let's go inside the Broncos locker room now where Matt Boyer is standing by with Jeff Harmon.
Inside the Broncos locker room with Jeff Harmon. Jeff, I know the result isn't what you wanted. That last drive, though, taking through it, you make the big play over the middle. When you make that play, did you think, okay, now we've got something rolling?
Yeah, I mean, once you get down to that side of the field, you can take a couple shots. Try and get in the, you got to score a touchdown. Field goal wasn't going to cut it, so we had to get in the end zone, and yeah.
I know this one, a disappointing result, but how do you turn the page now? You've been in this position before. How do you move past this one and look to the Jets?
Grown men get up, shave, and go back to work the next day. Got a short week this week. We're going East Coast. We all got to do our part in recovering as much as we can tomorrow. Getting up early and start the recovery process, and then coming in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Getting the game plan and start putting that together, and then flying to New York on Saturday.
Jeff, appreciate your time.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Matt. Yeah, a very tough game. Jeff Harmon came up with a big play down the stretch in that final drive, but the Broncos unable to punch it in. Mace, let's talk about this Broncos running game. They had 159 yards on the ground. It looked to be dominating the other line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, and what's interesting, they got that buck 59 without a 20-yard run. So it was a series of, gashes, 5, 10, 15, 18 yards. The Broncos doing it over and over. They averaged 7.2 yards a carry. Lindsay with 69 yards on 12 carries. Freeman with 67 yards on 8 attempts. Pretty good.
Yeah, they were moving it really well, and a big part of that was Royce Freeman refused to go down on that touchdown, and he's with our Matt Boyer inside the Broncos locker room.
Inside the Broncos locker room with Royce Freeman. Royce, I know the first half, a different story than the second. Taking through that touchdown run, though, it looked like you got bottled up, but then, you found a hole taking through that play.
Yeah, it was just giving that extra effort and that extra push to try to get in the end zone, trying to get some points on the board for the team.
You and Phil looked like you guys had things working, a very balanced rushing attack. How good was it to kind of get into the flow with your fellow rookie?
That was great, especially with the type of backs we have in this room. Just to have everybody in there being active in the offense and making plays and contributing to help have a score on offense and just making plays all around. It's definitely a good thing to have.
You guys have been through this position before, big losses in big games. How do you move past it? What's the mentality like to get to the Jets game this week? Short week.
Yeah, I think you have to learn from it. Learn from the veterans. They've been through it more than a lot of us, but together, sticking together, and watching the film and learning from it, not dwelling on it, because that's how things continue to build.
Royce, appreciate your time.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Matt. Yeah, Freeman had a great game, but at the end of the day, it's a 6th straight loss for the Broncos against the Chiefs. Yeah. A big reason why Patrick Mahomes so hard to get to.
Yeah, the Broncos actually hit Patrick Mahomes 9 times in the game, but only one of them results in a sack. And the times that he got away, extended plays, was able to give his receivers and tight ends a chance to break off their routes and kind of improvise, do things on the fly. That proved really crucial for the Chiefs in the 4th quarter. A big part of also why Travis Kelce and Demetrius Harris, their 2 tight ends, ended up with a combined total of nearly 140 yards.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes moving around. Let's go back inside the Broncos locker room. Matt Boyer is standing by with Shane Ray.
Inside the Broncos locker room with Shane Ray. Shane, a tale of 2 halves. It felt like, the defense in the first half, you really contained Mahomes, did a good job on the tight ends and the running backs. What was working for you in that first half?
I mean, we were just all doing our job, doing our assignments. We had a great game plan, and we were executing the game plan. Even in the second half, man, it's just we got to play complementary football. We all got to do better, man. That's a game that we supposed to win this game tonight, and we let it go in the 4th quarter with 5 minutes to go. So it's always tough, with a loss like this. We just got to try to reload.
What was it that you felt like the Chiefs did well? It looked like Mahomes kind of got his rhythm there at the end.
Man, I can't really tell you, man. He was finding a way to get guys the ball. We felt like we were pressuring them, but he just made a couple good plays, man. A couple good plays at the end of the game, big plays that changed the game.
You're a veteran player. You've been in this position before. How do you move past a big loss, and what do you tell the young guys on this squad to get to that Jets game, because it's a short week?
Got to go to work. This game is over. So, we got to start preparing for the Jets next week. Get tomorrow off, but we back at it on Wednesday. So, back to work.
Shane, appreciate it.
Yep.
A tough loss for the Broncos. Thank you very much, Matt. We will hear from head coach Vance Joseph in just a moment. But, Mace, where do the Broncos go from here?
Well, the obvious answer is to New York, and the Jets are struggling, so there's a chance to get back on your feet. But it's a short week, of course, with Monday night this week and going cross-country to play the Jets on Sunday. Becomes kind of a must-win. You've got to make sure you can at least nip this losing streak in the bud at 2 games. But really, for the division, the Broncos now 2 games back of the Chiefs in the AFC West. And they're facing maybe a must-win late this month when they go out to Arrowhead Stadium for the rematch. Just a tough loss. This was one, you're up 10 points in the 4th quarter. You got to close it out. The Broncos couldn't do it.
Yeah, the Broncos, a 6th straight loss to the Chiefs, and now they face a New York Jets team and another young quarterback in Sam Darnold next week. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks to Matt Boyer. Inside the locker room for Andrew Mason, I'm Phil Milani. Here is head coach Vance Joseph.